If you haven't figured it out, we are MAPEI. Materiali Ozzolari per Industria Industria. Industrial Materials for Professional Installations. 86th year? 86th year we've been in business. We're an Italian company. I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. They know a thing or two about putting down floors. They've been doing it for 2,000 years. It's kind of creepy when you go to a church in Italy and the floor's been down 1,800 years. The first time I went there, I took my shoes off. My wife was like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "You cannot disrespect an 1,800-year-old floor with your filthy shoes. Get those off." What do you do? These people just walking across here. They have no idea how difficult it would have been back then to mine that marble and that granite, get it off of the building, get it from wherever, get it off the mountain, get it from wherever they got it from to the job site onto the floor, and then get it sanded flat, and you're gonna walk on there with your filthy shoes? Get those shoes off. Of course, you can tell if you came into my house, you're gonna have to take your shoes off. Okay, just wanna, but the appreciation for the workmanship was just off the charts. And I actually got to install a floor there for free. I helped somebody out, so I can say I put in a floor in Italy. But here we are here today in the United States, 2023. I'm surrounded by greatness. Okay, I've got Scott, his name is Dario, but we're gonna rename him Scott. That way I can keep it easy because I'm getting old, and then I'd have Scott, and Scott, right? And then I'm Sam. I'm the national technical presenter. And if you're angry with anything about what I'm saying or doing right now, he's responsible for hiring me. He hired me at MAPEI in the beginning when we worked together. I called him a couple of times and convinced him it was a good idea. So that being said, what are we talking about? Well, this is an interesting time right now. First things first, you can see we have tile down here, so we have grout. What I have over here is Ultracolor Plus FA. #1 selling grout in the world. You know what that means? That means it's the #1 selling grout in the universe. It's the #1 galactic selling grout until another planet wants to bring their grout down here, and then we'll check out sales and see what the difference is. So I'm going galactic right now. #1 selling grout galactically. Why is that? Because one of the things that's happened with tile is tile joints have gotten bigger or smaller. Anybody? Yeah, so, and what happens with that was the sand that we had in there was too big, and we weren't getting enough cement particles wrapping around the sand and creating a strong bond. So we went to Ultracolor Plus FA, fine aggregate. We went down on the size of the sand, which allowed more cement particles to go in there, wrap around, and give it strength. What Dario is doing over here is Flex Color CQ. Now this is an amazing product. You see with this product right here, I mix it up. Inside of my head, there's a little clock ticking. I gotta get this out of the bucket, on the floor, and cleaned up before it gets away from me. Flex Color CQ is a ready-to-use product. So what that means is, I open the bucket up, I put it down, I put down 5 feet, I close the bucket. I go back and I clean it up. I can put down as much as I can clean up within about 5 minutes. Now I'm gonna do this differently. With this product, I'm gonna go ahead and spread the whole floor like we're in a race, right? And then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna clean the whole floor like we're in a race. With this one, not so much. With this one right here, I'm gonna do it like I'm doing epoxy. I'm gonna two feet reach, I'm gonna work left to right and snake my way across the floor. On a day like today, temperatures aren't too hot, I'm gonna do about 10 to 12 feet, stop, close the bucket, go back, clean it up, love it. Open the bucket up, do 15 feet. Uh-oh, it was a little crusty on the back end when I started cleaning, go back to 12 feet. On a colder day, I might be able to do 20 feet. On a really stupid hot day, 5 feet. But you're controlling it. It never should get away from you. Here's a few things. There's no pigment, so guess what? There's no chance it's the wrong color. It's always going to match. It's clear acrylic and you're looking at little marbles inside that are colored. If I take marbles and I put them in a clear plastic bucket and I fill it up with water and they're blue marbles, what color's the water? It's clear. And you're looking through the clear and seeing the blue marbles. That's what you're doing here. You're looking through the clear and seeing the color of the quartz that's in there. You're not seeing a pigment. I can't wash the marbles out. The marbles are there. The pigment is that, those quartz are there. So I'm not going to affect the color. It's going to be what it was intended to be. I can overwater this and wash the color out of it. Now let's get to the middle here. First things first. The board that's got Big Scott, Medium Scott, Big Scott, Little Scott. The board that Big Scott is on right here is MAPEI It's a rolled underlayment. It's a great price point. It goes ahead and locks in the mortar and then makes sure that you can go ahead and bond on top of it. It's great for crumbly slabs that aren't in good shape, something that you would be a little concerned about bonding to. It's a great option for that. It can also be a waterproofer if that's what you want to do, but you would have to seal the seams up and make sure that the seams were sealed up. There's lots of options and opportunities. There's other vendors that have products like this. This is the second one that we have in this category. We have another one that's a notch up, which is MAPEI. It has a scrim fabric right on top. I can go ahead and snap a line on top of this. For right now, we want this interior only. But more importantly, what's the Yada put here? What are these? MAPEI, they're spin caps. Now, we're going to start with the wedge. We have a wedge system for leveling tiles. I like the wedge, but not for leveling. I use mine for golf. I put my cigar on here when I play golf. Or if it's wet outside and I bring my putter and my chip up onto the green, I stick this into the green, I rest the handle of my golf club on there so it doesn't get wet. I like the shim system, that's fine and dandy if that's what you need to do, but I prefer the spin cap system that we have right here. But these right here, I see golf opportunity when I see these right here. So if you play golf, you can swing on by and I'll get you one and you can just keep it in your bag, all right? The next thing, I think I have one of these, hand me one of those. All right. Everybody in here's got these, right? So Sam, why is yours different? Well, first off, it's MAPEI's. So it's all part of a system. So you're going to one vendor, you're not going to 8 different vendors. You're going to one vendor to get the whole thing, top to bottom. The other thing, this is a pinch. I pinch the cap and it releases. Of course, I have the colored spacers are right here, but I'm pinching the cap and releases. Now, I will tell you a little story. Marketing wanted me to have a big tile set up with all these on it, and they wanted me to come in and start hitting it off with the hammer. And all I'm envisioning is these things flying out and hitting you people in the head. And so, because I've been there before, so I decided that wasn't a good idea. But the key to this right here, especially with marble and stone, granite, porcelain tiles, is this bottom piece. Once it grabs, it stops moving and it allows the top to spin. So I'm not scratching the surface or the corners. This is important. I've seen so many jobs recently where, and if you're in the flooring business, you have what I like to call floor eye, where you see stuff other people don't see. But I'm seeing little swirly marks on all the corners and I'm like, you know, my wife is like, this is amazing. And I'm like, not so much. And the reason for that was when they were spinning the spin cap on, it didn't have this protector plate on the bottom here. And it was scratching, it was taking the sand that was in the mortar and the grout and scratching it. Now, there's the MAPEI booth. We have a plethora of products and things for you to look at. I am surrounded once again by greatness. That bag behind you is what we're going to finish up with here today. I wish I should have some sort of music or something like right now. MAPEI is proud to announce Ultralight Mortar Zero. What? What is zero? What is zero? Premium CO2 neutral lightweight mortar polymer for large heavy tile. Carbon zero. in the manufacturing process, you can only take it so far by cutting down on your emissions. There's just only so many things you can do as a manufacturer. You can constantly upgrade your standards and how you're doing things, but to make mortars, you do emit some energy to do this. So we went ahead and we acquired carbon offsets. This is the first product that I know of here in the United States that is neutral, CO2 neutral. We've been, as a company, MAPEI's been doing this now for 11 years. Now, I'm an old guy. This stuff like just flies right over the top of my head. I'm like, what do you mean, oh, we offset the carbon? What does that even mean? But when I said this to my two kids, who aren't in the business, by the way, when I said that to my two kids, they were excited for us. They thought this was a really good idea. And I do too. Now that I start to understand this. So as of right now, this product, it is a lightweight mortar, so it comes in a 25-pound bag, does as much as a 50-pound bag. We already use recycled content to make this product. We use hollow sphere glass bead that comes from the steel industry. And so we take the sand out, we put this round glass bead in there. So the product spreads like butter. It's lightweight, 25-pound bag does as much as a 50-pound bag, and now it's carbon neutral. I don't know what else we could do for you. Now my idea was to have a big plexiglass cube with nothing in it. And then I was gonna go, that's what we're putting out, nothing. But once again, that got shot down. So, we have a new mortar. I've got continuing, have fantastic grouts. We have an accessory line, and we have cigar holders. Are there any questions? All right, listen, the last couple of years have been unique, to say the least. There's been some strange times, but here's the one thing I've noticed. The industry has stayed strong. We've all powered through it. People have gone ahead and remodeled their houses. And I can't speak for other manufacturers, but I can speak for mine. The heroes at my company were the lab workers, the people that worked in the laboratory from the day that COVID hit to this day. They never stopped showing up to work. They constantly went and refined and checked products. And I just want to give them a shout out. I hope all of you are healthy, stay safe, make a lot of money this year. It's out there, go get it. Use good product, be proud of the work you do. We're proud of you. Yes, ma'am. Does it come in white? Right now it comes in gray, but it's not a dark gray. You get a chance, go on by the booth and you can come by and see it. Everybody go forth, make money, be proud. We're proud of you. Thank you very much.